Hi everybody, Kat here. Over 250 classes, and I've included the links to the playlists below. And welcome to today's practice. We are going to be working with 2 straps, a block, a chair and the wall. And it's a fantastic practice to understand the legs, the femur bones, and how they all relate to the lifting of the spine. And it's also brilliant for anyone who has lower back tendencies, because it just ignites a whole new level of awareness. So if that sounds great for you, go ahead and grab your equipment, and let's start by putting the straps and the block in place. So 2 straps, a loop in each strap. Putting the first strap on and pulling the buckle to the side. Second strap and block. And as we put the second strap on, we want to turn it so the buckle is going the other way. So this one's going this way, this one's going this way. Don't tighten too much yet, we still have to put the block in place. We're really strapping ourselves in here, aren't we? And there we go. Okay, so these props are going to be containing us throughout the whole of this practice. And just standing here, make sure that the feet are parallel. Slightly rolling the inner groins back as if the block was going to be pushed out backwards behind us. The heels firm and the front thighs gripping up. Feel the spine elevating. Become friendly with our straps, with our block. Okay, now let's waddle over to the chair and take a seat. Nice and parallel. We can feel the strap really helping us there. Widen the buttocks apart. Feel the inner groin rolling to the chair. Bring the hands behind. Press both sit bones down. Draw the femurs in. And from that, feel the lift coming to the front spine. Lift the chin, lift the cellular chest. Keep pressing the sit bones down, drawing the femurs in. And then lifting the pubic bone. Lifting the chest, and then releasing, and coming to stand up. Okay, we're moving to the wall now, and we want to turn our chair so that the railing is facing us. Putting squats against the wall. Make sure that as you move around, if your straps loosen, you tighten them back up again. So hands on the railing and bending the knees, moving back to the wall and bending more deeply, making sure the inner arches of the feet are lifting, the heels are pressing down, the femurs coming into the hip sockets, and now moving the sacrum towards the heels, and then pressing into the fingertips to have the front spine ascend. Sacrum towards the earth, front spine ascending, naturally squeezing the block. And 3, and 2, and 1, coming up. Now if you're feeling any kind of knee pressure, you can move your feet a little bit forward. Otherwise, try to move them back. Coming for our second one, bending. You bring the chair in. See if the feet can move back a little bit. If it's painful, move them forward. Press into the feet, lift the arches up. Squeeze the block. The inner groin rolling to the ground. The sacrum going to the ground. Press into the fingertips to lift the front spine. That's it, sacrum to the ground, lift the front spine. And again, sacrum to the ground, lift the front spine. And 2, and 1, sliding back up. Makes the legs burn, doesn't it? Just release them a little bit. Okay, third and final one. Check that the feet are parallel, spread the toes. And we are descending. As we descend, really press into the feet and the heels. Draw the femurs into the hip sockets. Sacrum to the ground. Lift the pubic bone. Lift the solar plexus. Press into the hands to help lift the chest further. Keep the sacrum going to the ground. That's it. Renewing those actions. Holding it. That's it. And 3, and 2, and 1. Coming back up and releasing. Okay, we need to go get a block and come back to the wall, leaving the chair as it is. Okay, so we have a block. We have the chair behind us. We're coming into Tadasana with the block wedged between the wall and the pubic bone, and more towards the bottom pubic bone than the top of the pubic bone. So placing that and then reaching back and drawing that chair in so that you can put the hands on it and better roll the front shoulders back, moving the upper outer arms back, which helps the chest to lift. Okay, finding the feet first, really pressing down into the feet and moving the sacrum towards the heels. And now traveling to the tailbone and moving the tailbone forward, and you'll feel the base of the pubic bone really connect with the block in a specific way. Now travel to the top of the pubic bone and don't let it fall forward. Lift it in and up, and then to the belly button. Lift it in and up. Keep the sacrum moving towards the heels. And now to the side ribs, the front side ribs. Lift them up, broaden them. And now to the chest, lengthen. Keep the sacrum moving towards the heels. And now lift the chin and lift the chest more. That's it. And just breathing here. Let the body's intelligence memorize this. Feel the vibrancy of the legs, femurs coming into the hip sockets. Inner groins rolling back. Sacrum down. Pubic bone lifting, front spine lifting, chest lifting. And 3, and 2, and 1. It's always that final bit that's fantastic. Okay, and coming out. Right, moving this block to the side. Chair like this. Sutta Tadasana. Lying down on the wall, on the floor. Feet to the wall. Now we'll scoot the chair back. Checking with our arms so we get the right distance, and your hands can either hold the 2 legs of the chair like this, or if that's too much, you can reach up for the railing and take it a little higher, or even reach up to the seat, depending on your shoulders. So choosing what works for you. And now press into the heels, press the front thighs down. Move the right lower buttock to the right heel. Move the left lower buttock to the left heel. And feel the sacrum moving towards the heels. Travel up to the inner groin and roll the inner groin down towards the ground. Keep the sacrum moving towards the heels. And see if you can feel the lift of the pubic bone, the top of the pubic bone. The belly button coming slightly in and up. The front side ribs lifting up, broadening. The armpits stretching. The chest lifting, broadening. And the sacrum still moving towards the heels. That's it, front thighs pressing down. Keep reigniting those actions. Stretch the arms. Having smooth and even breath. See if you can feel that beautiful stretching that's coming to the front body and the side front body as we keep the sacrum connected to the heels, as we keep that length in the lumbar, not allowing the overarching to come there. Keep reaching and reaching. That's it. And 3 and 2 and 1. And removing the hands, just resting them on the abdomen, breathing here. Okay, we're rolling over and we are coming out, keeping the straps and the block on, bringing our chair a little bit closer for this next variation. Ardha Uttanasana. Coming in as close as we can. And then pressing the elbows into the mat to get in even closer so that we're right up against the wall. Straightening the legs. Making sure the outside edges of the feet are coming down towards the outer hips. Heels firm, pushing out through the balls of the feet. Press the front thighs to the wall and draw the femur bones in. Feel how that action broadens the sacrum, really connects it to the mat, the entire lower back area, the back hips. And now we're reaching for our chair, stretching the arms. Keep pressing the heels, the front thighs to the wall, the hips to the wall. Should be feeling the entire lower back on the earth, broadening. The more you can draw the femur bones in, the more you can broaden the lower back. Inner groins rolling backwards to the wall, outer edges of the feet coming down towards the outer hips. Long, soft, smooth inhalations and exhalations, during which we travel inside the pose and we renew those actions until, through a few breath cycles, we start to be able to renew them consistently and simultaneously at the same time. So this multitudinous energy is awakening. Okay, now bending the knees until you can press the soles of the feet into the wall. Now press into the feet to further deepen the femur bones into the hip sockets. Keep drawing the femur bones, especially the front femur bone, deeply in, and feel how it goes to the lower back, to the sacrum area, the effect that it has, how it reconnects it to the earth, to the wall, and it broadens it. And how the abdominal area is now receding towards the lower back. It's making a bowl shape, it's pooling towards the lower back. Push into the feet one more time and renew the action of the femurs coming into the hip sockets, broadening the lower back, the sacrum. But there's still that length to the front spine, the arms reaching, the side ribs broadening. And now we can bring our hands back to the side of the body, sliding the feet down. We are gently rolling over, coming up, and doing the same pose, sitting. So we'll need our chair. bringing it in. And move these straps, you can see better, coming right into the wall. Now if it's too much, or immediately, this is too much for me, you take a blanket and fold the blanket so you've got a long kind of lift and sit on that folded blanket. Just bring a little height to the hips to help get this action. Having the chair here, we'll come to it in a bit. First of all, spread the sit bones apart so that the inner groins can roll towards the floor. Press the front thighs down, press the heels down, the outer edges of the feet coming towards the outer hips. Spine to the wall, hands on the seat of the chair. Press down into the hands in order to help lift the front chest upwards to lengthen that front spine. Keep pressing the heels down, keep pressing the front thighs down. Keep drawing the femurs into the hip sockets. The sacrum broadening. The abdomen gently moving towards the lower back so that there's no archingness in the lower back. It's held firmly, it's broad. And from that action, re-press into the hands and re-lift the chest up. Okay, we're going to move our arms now. If your chair is a bit further away, you might need to bring it in. Holding onto the top railing. And if the elbows are like this, scoop the outer elbows in. Think Shirshasana, like this, but you're holding onto the railing. And ignite the arms, ignite the upper back. Shoulder blades moving down the back. Outer elbows scooping in. Make sure the thighs are still rolling in, that you're gripping the block. You're pressing the front thighs down. The sacrum is broad, the lower back is broad, the hips are broad, the femur is coming into the hips, and the pubic bone is lifting. The top pubic bone is lifting, not dropping. The belly button is going in and up. More and more length to the front spine. Press down with the hands to lift more, to lift more. See if you can feel the intercostal muscles stretching as the ribs lift and broaden. That's it, shoulder blades down the back. And 3, and 2, and 1. And now we're going to move the arms and stretch them up above us. So, first of all, prepare. Keep the outer elbows coming in towards each other. Bringing the arms back. And sliding them up the wall. Now see what's happened in the lumbar area. Has there been any archiness falling away? Reconnect with the roots of the femur bones, the inner groin rolling down to the ground. Squeeze the block, draw the femur bones in, broaden the sacrum, lift the upper pubic bone in and up, the belly button in and up. That's it, feel the side ribs broaden. Now re-stretch the arms and find the upper outer arms and move them forward as we move the hands back to the wall. That's it, holding all of this. Traveling through the body, renew the actions. Outer edges of the feet coming towards the hips. Front thighs pressing down. Relift. And 5. And 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. Coming back down. And releasing. So it's more effort than it looks, isn't it? There's a lot going on there. Okay, we're freeing ourselves from this setup and we're going to come and do a side Tadasana against the wall. Ready for our side Tadasana, or kind of Ardha Uttanasana, standing Anandasana. So my right side of the body is up against the wall, making sure your straps haven't loosened. We're going to lift the arm up, and you won't be able to see my hand properly, but the palm is facing away from the wall. The dorsal hand is against the wall. So lifting the arm up, And now coming in so that the outer edge of the foot is against the wall, the hip is against the wall, and you can bring the chair in to help support you so you can really stand in that center point there. Now ignite the actions. Make the heels firm as we move the sacrum towards the heels. Rip the front thighs up and press the front thighs to the thigh bones. Move the tailbone forward. Lift the pubic bone. The belly button in and up. That's it, the solar plexus up. Feel the ribs lifting and broadening. Stretching up, reaching. See how the wall is helping to contain the hips. That's it, lifting up. And 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Moving away, and bringing the arm down, turning to the left hand side. So tighten that up a little bit, okay. So preparing, lifting the arm up, the dorsal part of the hand is against the wall, and then coming right into the wall. The outer foot, the outer hip, the arm, and bringing the chair in as needed to press down into with the right hand. Be present in both of the feet. Make sure the arches aren't collapsing. Press the heels firmly. And now travel to the lower buttocks. And move the right lower buttock to the right heel, the left lower buttock to the left heel. Feel the sacrum moving towards the heels. Tailbone forward. Lift the pubic bone. Draw the belly button slightly in and up. Lift the chest, stretch the arm. Feel how contained we are by the strap, the wall, the blocks. Keep the sacrum going towards the heels, lifting the chest. And 3, and 2, and 1. Releasing, and coming down. Okay, turning the chair around, moving the chair a little bit forward. We're going to come to Ardha Uttanasana, with the backs of our legs, our heels, against the wall. So you can come into it properly once our hands are on the chair. Actually, there we go. Walking the heels back. Press the heels to the wall. Move the front thighs towards the wall. Press the buttock bones to the wall, the hips back. And stretch forward through the arms. Now ignite the pose with all of the nuanced details we've been looking at. So you see your feet from here. Make sure the arches are lifting. Grip the knees and thighs up and iron the front thighs towards the thigh bone so they push back towards the wall. The inner groin is rolling towards the wall. Femur is coming into the hip sockets. Feeling the entire back hip area broaden. Pressing back to the wall. And from there, stretching forward through the arms. That length coming to the waist, that freedom to the ribs, broadening, lifting. The upper outer arms are moving down towards the earth. Press the chest open. Keep pushing the heels back, keep pushing the front thighs back, keep pushing the hips and buttocks back. And now connect with the organic area of the body, the abdominal area. Is it falling? Have you forgotten about it? Really lift it up gently, unclenchingly. Lift it up so that the belly button is moving towards the lower back and then up towards the solar plexus. And again, femurs in, belly button gently lifting towards the lower back and towards the solar plexus and towards the sternum plate. That's it. And 5, and 4, and 3, heels firm, and 2, and 1. Coming back out, and releasing. Coming to stand against the wall, right here, Tadasana. Spread the toes,
Firmness in the heels, as if the heels were cutting little holes in the mat because the sacrum and the buttocks are moving down towards the heels. And grip the front thighs up. Extend the arms out to the side, turn the palms up to the sky, and stretch the hands away from each other. Stretching, stretching, stretching. Keep reaching the hands apart. Now look what's happened to the lower back. Reconnect the sacrum to the heels and lift the pubic bone up. Draw the navel towards the lower back and up. That's it, keep stretching the arms. Lift the chest, lengthen the front spine, keeping the sacrum moving towards the heels. Lengthen. And now we're going to lift the arms up. The palms will be facing each other. Ardha Uttanasana. Keep the actions in the legs firm. Keep the action of the sacrum firm, the pubic bone lifting. The inner groin rolling back. Shoulder blades moving down the back. The upper outer arms are moving forward. And 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Extending the arms. Reconnect with the heels, the sacrum, the buttocks, the lower buttocks going towards the heels. Lift the pubic bone, lift the chest one more time. And then exhale. And releasing. So many things happening, huh? Okay, let's go into that side stretch that we did against the wall, but we're going to do it lying down. So, if I do my right side first, lying on the right first, you're going to see my back body first. Moving the chair back, the feet will be against the wall. Has to go back further. Lying down. The left hand, the top hand, the fingertips on the floor for support. Press the feet. Make the heels firm as the sacrum moves towards the heels. Grip the front thighs up. The inner groin's rolling back, so the block is going back, but the sacrum's still going towards the heels. Now set the pubic bone in and up, the navel in and up. Feel the ribs broadening, the front spine lengthening, the chest lifting. And now reach with your hand for the railing on the chair. And stretch the arm. And travel through the body, adjusting, understanding the connections. Helping the brain absorb all of this. And then bringing the arm back down, bending the knees in order to roll over. So I'm now on the left hand side. Feet to the wall. And these exercises really show us how often, just without realizing, we start tilting the pelvis slightly in the less optimal direction, and it brings that fragility to lower back, and we lose the actions of the feet and the legs. So setting ourselves up, pressing to the heels, the sacrum moving towards the heels, the front thighs ironing to the thigh bones and gripping up. Inner groins are rolling back as if the block was coming out the back of the legs, but the tailbone is moving forward. And that pubic bone action, in and up, the navel in and up, and feel the beauty of these front side ribs here starting to be released without arching the lower back, keeping the integrity there. And now reaching for the railing of the chair with the hand, getting more length. Make sure the heels stay firm. Watch those actions. Travel inside the body, the breath making us sensitive. What do we feel that's new? And 3, and 2, and 1, and coming down. So hopefully your legs will burn a little bit, because even though we're lying on the floor and it seems so inactive, to engage those actions actually takes this inner strength and focus, and so there will and can be burning sensations. Okay, we are now coming up into a Baddha on the chair, making sure that we have a blanket handy for the pose after Baddha. So we're going to the right first, so swiveling on the chair, making sure you're sitting on the whole seat, widen the buttocks apart to help the inner groins roll towards the chair. Squeeze the block, line up the feet, lift the inner arches, press into the heels, turn and twist. Press the front thighs down, press the buttock bones down. Feel the sacrum broaden. Lift the pubic bone. Draw the navel in and up. Feel the ribs start to get that freedom, lift them, broaden them, turning and twisting. Using the hands, both of them, to turn and twist. Keep the actions in the legs. The femur is drawn into the hip sockets. The lower back broad as we turn, as we twist. And 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Coming back out, and to the left. Widen the sit bones, get that broadness. Check the feet, lift the inner arches, they're not collapsing, press the heels firmly. Squeeze the block gently. The inner groins rolling towards the chair, the sit bones firm and sharp. Turn and twist to the left. Keep pressing the front thighs down. Keep pressing the sit bones down to lift the chest higher. Draw the femurs into the hip sockets and feel the broadness and release that comes to the lower back. Lift the pubic bone in and up. Lift the belly button in and up. Feel that new feeling in the ribs when they start to find their freedom, when they start to separate from the top of the abdomen. Those front side ribs, lift them up, broaden them, twist. Really using the hands to help us press down and lift the chest higher. And 3, and 2, and 1. Releasing. And coming to face the front of our chairs. Opening our blankets. Rolling, little roll here. Just enough that we can still lift the front side ribs up and over. We don't want them to be constricted against the edge of the blanket. The hands are pulling the blankets back and down. Lift the rib cage up and over. Feet parallel. Coming forward, keep the hands active. Try to relax the gut completely. Press into the feet and travel up the legs to draw the femur bones into the hips to deepen that connection and feel the lower back and sacrum broaden. Press into the hands to move the chest forward as the abdomen is going backwards towards the lower back. The pubic bone lifting and going back.
Send each exhale to the abdominal area to relax it so that it becomes not scared of the blanket there. It can be soft and ripple around it with the breath. And then coming back up. And we are now going to wind down in a beautiful Shavasana, Setu Bandha, sarvangasana type action. So taking our straps off and we're getting a bolster, 2 blocks, 2 blankets and a chair. See you back on the mat. So here we are with this most beautiful of setups. We've got the chair, the seat facing us, 2 blocks like this. Here, nice and even. There we go. The bolster, right here. And then blankets. So this is what you would call a sarvangasana blanket. So folding that in half and placing that there. And then this blanket folded lengthwise into 3, an accordion pleat, and placed there. Now, if you have a second bolster, I did pull one out because I do obviously have a second bolster, and you don't have to do it this way. If you don't have one, it's still going to be delicious. You can just put the blanket here. But if you have a second bolster, this is wonderful too. Adding that on here. And now we're coming in, sitting on the blocks, bringing the feet over, coming back, moving closer to the chair, so that as we lie back, this blanket that was folded in 3 accordion style is supporting our shoulders and our arms. We can either have our arms like this. If you feel any strain, you can just extend the arms out to the side. So choosing what works for you today. Making sure that the calves are comfortable. Where you feel the femurs coming into the hips. And the sacrum and the lower back feel rested and supported and broad. And then gently closing the eyes, enjoy one breath. Long, soft, smooth inhalation. And long, soft, pacifying exhalation. The forehead becoming smooth and broad. The temples flowing towards the hairline. The hairs flowing towards the earth. All of the little muscles in the cheeks relaxing. The gums relaxing their grip. The tongue resting passive. And the lower jaw gently hanging from the top jaw. Exhaling softly into the front throat, feeling that new river of letting go-ness. It trickles into the shoulders, the arms resting more and more profoundly, the hands, the fingers, the palms of the hands. As the limbs pacify, feel the spine relax more and more. With every exhale, resting more and more on the supports.
the intercostal muscles, gently releasing their grip on the lungs. Breath more fluid, able to move in this softness in new ways. Feel the abdomen melting towards the lower back. All of the abdominal organs melting towards the lower back. Send a smooth and steady, soft exhalation to all of the organs of digestion. And then sending a smooth and pacifying exhalation to all of the organs of reproduction. The legs completely resting. No more grippingness. Everything is unclenching. Even the soles of the feet liquefy. And gently wiggling the fingers and the toes. Everything's still soft. And then lifting the hands and resting them on the abdomen. And then the eyelids flickering open. And moving cautiously backwards. We can just lift the hips up and move this blanket and move the bolster towards the chair. And then this can come right underneath the neck and head. And just resting here for 1 minute, making sure that the entire lower back is really supported by the earth, that the sacrum is moving towards the bolster, that the entire abdomen is receding towards the lower back. And just letting that all be held in this dimension of higher sensitivity that we've been exploring. Just a few more breaths of holding that space from support. And then, if you feel ready, when you feel ready, bringing the knees closer towards the chest and rolling over to the right hand side. And then coming back out. And welcome back. Our practice is complete. I hope you enjoyed this fine work that seems like little from the outside, but there's so much happening from the inside. So I may call it a beginner type practice because the poses aren't contortionistic, but the understanding does take an advanced mind and ability to hold that focus so that the brain can rewire whatever movements we were unaware of into something that's moving towards the light and less pain. Let me know how it was for you. Always great to hear from you. Namaste. Take care.